Okay, since some of y'all need the confirmation from mental health professionals, if you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. If you want to be a slut, be a slut. If you want to go thought it out in the streets, bye, bitch. Be in the streets.
A couple days ago, Psychology Today released this article about the rise of lonely single men.
Please, with all your spirit gusto, go click back on that video. I've been telling y'all motherfuckers are going to be single for the rest of your life if you do not increase your emotional communication skills, emotional intelligence, or any of these things. The Psychology Today article that my good sis is referencing is nothing but proof that these podcast alpha male bullshit father issue having ass motherfuckers is forcing y'all to a lifetime of singleness.
Now, this lovely young lady was recently fired from her position as a therapist for this viral rant. And we're going to get into this and exactly why that she was fired from her position. But let's just keep on listening to her thoughts.
I keep seeing on this bullshit ass app that women have these poor attitudes and all this other bullshit. Men truly just need to extend their emotional vocabulary so they can flourish and have meaningful, healthy relationships. But instead, y'all listening to these Kevin Samuel ass motherfuckers and it's leaving you 50 and alone. Fix it.
So I initially want to show this video first in order to demonstrate her rabid feminist ideologies. But let's get into that Psychology Today article real quickly. Now, this is the particular article that she's referencing from Psychology Today. And for those that are unaware or uninitiated, Psychology Today is a feminist propaganda machine masquerading as a place for objective opinion and psychological thought. Now, first off, look at the title of this article right here, The Rise of Lonely Single Men. Now, if you go down and read the article, it talks about why men are becoming more single today through reasons that I actually agree with. Contributing factors include the rise of dating apps, growing competition with other men through social media, and what they refer to as a relationship skills deficit. And what's interesting is that I think a lot of those relationship skills deficit is the reason why they watch videos like mine or a Kevin Samuels. But nowhere in this article does it talk about the impact or the effects of loneliness as what the title references. And in fact, the new title of this article should be The Rise of Single Men. But meanwhile, the same publication of Psychology Today posted this article back in January of 2022 titled The Strategic Singlehood of Black Women. Strategic? Really? So when black women are single, it's strategy or strategic. But when black men are single, it's referenced as being lonely. This disingenuous type of reporting is absolutely mind-boggling. And it continues to feed the dirty, the seedy, feminist industrial complex that subtly interjects the Jedi mind tricks that women choose to be single while men de facto, because of their issues, are lonely in their singleness. Thus, that women are superior while men are inferior. When in reality, as this Forbes article points out, that both genders are experiencing diminished or low quality relationships and bonds due to the proliferation of social media applications which have diminished face-to-face contact, but saying that both generations are impacted due to the influx of technological improvements that we simply just can't keep up with is just way too logical of a conclusion to come to. So let's just carry on.
Say you need to expand your emotional vocabulary. It's so your life can be easier. Don't you want to be able to communicate with your bitch? I think yes, right?
Yo, she talks so much about Kevin Samuels, but imagine if KS got on his platform on a nightly basis and said, don't you want to be able to communicate with your bitch? Like, how is she telling black men to be emotionally competent enough to communicate, but this is how that she communicates to us? Yo, imagine signing up for therapy and your therapist is the same type of woman that caused you to be in therapy. Let's continue.
Long gone are the days where you can just shut down. Tolerating that. Like, it used to be where men provided financially or with schmeat and can make their own self come and we can pay for our own shit. So I'm gonna need y'all to catch up on the emotional part. If a bitch you, I need you to communicate more. Open your mouth. But you know what I realized? And let me back up. A common misconception about me as a clinician is that 90% of my clientele have been men, Black men specifically.
Okay,
and
so
what
they
we
do go
specifically work on is expanding their emotional vocabulary, because a lot of y'all don't even have the words to express how you're feeling. So when you expand your vocabulary and knowledge of what you are experiencing, because y'all are human beings who experience feelings and emotions and don't have to choke that down no more. Y'all ain't had to choke that down since 2016. Anyway, if y'all are not in therapy, expanding your emotional vocabulary, your life just off top is going to be more difficult. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you expand your awareness of yourself. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you understand how you can navigate in this weird ass world that is so hard on y'all. Like, let's acknowledge that the world is very difficult for y'all, but y'all are not making it any easier, bruh. You're not. When they're telling y'all to go to therapy, it's not for us, it's for y'all sad motherfuckers. Go to therapy, talk about that on your chest. You don't have to choke shit down no more. Y'all are doing a disservice to yourself. And so let me sum this shit.
She actually brings up some great points here. The more words that you have in your vocabulary to summarize exactly what you're feeling so you can better pinpoint and address the issue, it's actually a good thing. But that's just a portion of the issue. The other portion is that we cannot fully express ourselves with women without being ridiculed, ostracized, lambasted, clowned, and shamed for our thoughts, feelings, and ideologies. This is why Kevin's platform blew up, because for the first time ever, there was a place for men to congregate to have their feelings, thoughts, and emotions validated. So while I bang with the point of Black men going to therapy to talk things out, do understand that when it comes to our relationships, we are going to go where we are appreciated and where we are respected. And if his woman shames or boxes or insults him into how she thinks he should think about things in a particular situations, then it explains why so many men marry out or go get their passports.
Y'all told to elevate our standards, and at the cost of us elevating y'all standards, y'all got axed because y'all didn't elevate either. Bitches are not tolerating emotional abuse, emotional neglect. Step it up. Go talk to somebody. Go expand your emotional vocabulary so your life can be better, bitch. All right. Go in peace.
Oh yeah, because that ass slap definitely represents your standards. But really though, what standards are you talking about? What standards did y'all raise? When did it happen? And who signed off on it? Your educational standards? Because we keep telling y'all we don't care about those. Your boss B financial independence energy standards? When even Goldman Sachs reports that you're in more debt than Black men? Was it y'all weight standards? Because y'all are the most overweight and the most obese than you've ever been. Or is it the I'm living my best Zen IG lifestyle standards when you guys are the most psych medicated than you've ever been as well? So really, what standards?
Okay, since some of y'all need the confirmation from mental health professionals, if you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. If you want to be a slut, be a slut. If you want to go thought it out in the streets, bye, bitch. Be in the streets. But definitely be safe about it and try to find people that are reasonably sane. But other than that, YOLO, shake that shit open. Because you know why? Because you know why? You're going to die. And you want to be in your death, baby, like, damn, I should have schmobbed on this. No, blood corn. You want to be there? No. No. You want to tell your grandkids, yes, I was thotting. I was popping. I was living my life. Because you know why? You're going to die. So if you're thinking, should I sit on it? Sit on it. Sit on it. Sit on it. I'm a strong advocate for being a slut. Make sure you get that clean bill of health and use that protection, because we ain't trying to get trapped out here. We ain't trying to get... But yeah, be a hoe. Your therapist co-sign it. Be a hoe.
She's a strong advocate for being a thought pocket. And again, she's a therapist. She's a mental health advocate. What? We've already on this channel gone over incredible amounts of data to disprove exactly what she is recommending. So trust me, I won't bore you with those, but I wanted to show this because in conjunction with the thoughts of the previous videos, hopefully it becomes clear how utterly delusional that she is. This is your standard run-of-the-mill feminist pushing female empowerment through exercising your innards through copious amounts of eggplant. Like, yeah, being a strumpet is empowering. Give me a break, lady.
Well, hello.
Hey there.
It's your friendly neighborhood therapist who thought she could save these hoes, but got her job terminated as a result. Story time? I think yes.
Sure, let's go.
Shit you not, I posted a video on Monday telling men that their dusty behavior is only harming them and that they would benefit from emotional intelligence, and I not by Friday didn't have employment. All of this started with a Psychology Today article stating that men are lonelier than ever because they have no emotional skills. And I agreed and doubled down and told y'all that y'all lives would radically improve if you expanded shit that came out your mouth. But instead of healing, y'all will do anything but that. Instead of being accountable like, hey, this bitch stirred a little bit, y'all got so hurt that you contacted massa. That's exactly what happened.
I really can't believe she brought up the word accountability in this entire rant. Ma'am, if I owned a therapy practice and I saw your video with all of your cuss words, all of your lack of professionalism, I would have fired you too. You represent your practice. And for you to think that a professional establishment whose business centers around fixing mental health issues would watch your video and tolerate your behavior is completely absurd. But you cop out and blame black men as opposed to that same massa that made that firing decision. Textbook unaccountability. You talk about black men needing to up their emotional intelligence. Well, you, ma'am, need to up your professional intelligence.
So first the post goes viral on Twitter because y'all need help and y'all wanted to argue with blue till they blue in the face. Some of you hoes is not going to be saved, and that's the conclusion that I've come to. So because it's on viral, I'm thinking, okay, cool, we starting a discussion on mental health, and people are, you might not like delivery, but my is starting to talk, you know, shaking the tables, I don't give a
Masculine.
But then it turns into this entire crusade of attacking a black woman who serves the black community.
Here we go.
There were comments like, I'm going to find her credentials and report her because I told y'all to be better. Yeah, y'all are weird. Y'all scream that y'all want to protect women, protect black women specifically, but have done nothing to protect this black woman who has been serving the communities. I have been violated in several areas, and I'm going to outline each one.
They want you. They want you to protect them by any means necessary, as if there's not a type of personality that deserves more protection. Like, whatever they do, they just want you to jump in the fire with them. You understand me? Just is what it is. Absurd.
This article was written by a fucking black woman, putting my full government and my place of employment. So being doxxed by a black woman can't fake hurts, and she never once reached out to me or contacted me so I could spend my side of the story. This is the article that spooked my job and got me fired. Not only does she not have any regard for my safety, many other articles have been written as a result. Here are a few of them, just to name a few. Black Twitter has words for therapists scolding men to go to fuck therapy. Y'all attacked me and got mad at me because I wanted better for y'all. That's the most crab in the barrel bucket type bullshit I've ever heard in life. A plethora of black men decided to take it upon themselves to call my employment to get me fired. You succeeded, but you succeeded in not the way that you think. If it's one thing about black women is that we're incredibly resilient. Cleared the table to give me space and opportunity to educate the masses while shaking our asses to healing because y'all got mad because I wanted you to do better. I was told they consulted with shareholders and decided to terminate my contract because I told y'all to go to therapy. That's the world we live in.
You don't need to spin your side of the story, ma'am. We all saw the video. The article didn't spook your job. It simply illuminated, referenced your public content in regards to your profession. Your employer questioned your professionalism as well as your behavior in representation of them. For you not to get that is beyond me. But what this has proven is that even therapists are not immune to the dopamine hit that viral content gives them. But it's clear as day that this therapist needs her own therapist. Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. You guys agree with the things what I'm saying? You disagree with the things what I'm saying? Let me see them comments down below so we can engage in a conversation. I think this one is going to allow for a fruitful conversation, so make sure you engage. Last but not least, I got a Patreon, the dopest Patreon on this side of the internet. If you want to connect with others that follow the channel, and as well as myself back there as well, link to my Patreon down in the description box down below, which will give you direct access to my private Discord server. I'll see you there. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
So,
without further ado,
MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound when it's MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.